Hello everybody and welcome to yet another episode of Ragam Reference. Ragam Reference is a series that I'm doing that delves into the important aspects of a ragam. From the swaras of the ragam to the positions to the prayogas and the important songs in the ragam. I go through all of these aspects, and in this episode of Ragam Reference I'm going to talk to you about the ragam Bhupalam. And so Bhupalam has a special significance with the dawn and with new beginnings. And it's a very attractive and calm raga with all the scale degrees being the lower scale degrees rather than the elevated ones. So I'll demonstrate that to you with the swarasthanas. Sa ri ga pa dha sa ri ga pa da sa sa da pa ga re sa shajja sa ri sudarishabanga sadharana gandharam. Let's do that again. Sa ri ga shajja sudarishabha sadharana gandhara sa ri ga pa panchama. The madhyama is absent. Sa ri ga pa dha shuddha devata sa ri ga pa da pa ga ri ga pa da pa ga ri ga pa da pa ga ri ga ga ri ri za da 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 pa pa da da sa da ri ri ga ri ri ga ri ri ga sa ri ga sa ga ri ri za za da da pa da sa ri ga ri ri ga ri ri za da da sa ri ga ri ri sa sa ri ga pa da pa ga pa da da pa ga pa da da pa sa ri ga pa da da pa ga ri ga ri za ri za da. It's a beautiful raga, right? So despite all the note positions being minor scale degrees and the lower variety, for instance the Suddha Rishabham and not the Chaturshati Rishabham, the Sadharana Gandharam and not the Antara Gandharam, the Panchama and the Shuddha Devata and not the Chaturshati Devata, all of these lower scale degrees only complement the beauty of this ragam. So I think this ragam gives us a steadiness. Interestingly, this ragam is not only in our Carnatic music. When I was on holiday in Cambodia several years ago, I remember hearing notes and phrases that sounded just like this ragam from the musicians there. Sa ri ga ri za da sa ri ga ri za da pa da sa ri ga pa da pa ga ri za da sa ri ga ri za da sa ri za da pa da sa ri ga pa da pa ga ri za da sa ri ga. Simple patterns like that. And such patterns are also very easy for us to understand, latch on to. So this raga has a nice recall value, I feel. Sa ri ga pa da pa ga ri za da sa. As soon as the phrase comes, a lot of people do recognize it. Of course, the allied ragas are Shubhapanturali, where the Pratimadhyama and the Nishada are present, allied to the ragam Dhenuka, which is the Swadhamadhyama equivalent of Shubhapanturali. However, this ragam Bhupalam is considered a janyam of Hanumatodi, the 8th Melakarta of our 72 Melakarta system. All of these theoretical aspects are fascinating, but ragas thrive in the music, in the actual singing and the sonority of it, the sound. So let's now look at the important phrases in this ragam Bhupalam. Tadana na 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 tadara na 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 sa ri ga pa da pa ga da da pa ga ri ga pa da pa ga ri ga pa ga ri za ri ga ri sa da da sa da pa da sa ri ga ri ga sa ga ri sa ga ri sa. So a lot of janta prayogas, repetitive notes are very important in this raga to establish the characteristic. Ga 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 ri za sa da da sa da sa ri ga pa da pa ga the slide between the pa and the ga is very significant due to the absence of the madhyama. Ga pa da pa ga pa da pa re ga pa da pa sa. So I slid from the pa to the ga, pa to the re, pa to the sa. Pa da da pa ga re ga, pa da da pa ga, pa da da pa re ga, pa da da pa sa re ga, pa da da pa ga re ga, da da pa ga re ga, pa pa ga re sa re ga ga re re sa, da da sa da re re ga sa re ga, pa pa ga, pa da da pa ga. This is very dramatic ragam as well. Ga pa da 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 pa da sa da sa pa pa sa da da pa ga 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 pa da sa da sa pa da sa ga pa da sa da pa ga re ga pa da sa. That region is very profound. Sada pa. Sada is an important Sanskrit word that features in a lot of Carnatic songs. Sada means always. Sada palaya. Sadachaleswaram is an important kriti in this ragam. So Sada allows itself to be used as a swaraksharam in this raga so beautifully. It accommodates for intelligent usage in this ragam. Sada, see? Sada sapadaga. What a beautiful opening that Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar gives for this beautiful Sadachaleswaram. Sadachaleswaram bhavayeham Chamatkara purageham Girijamoham sada Gavagadava sadari sada Girijamoham Sadachaleswaram bhavayeham Girijamoham Sadachaleswaram Sari sada sari sada parabamagam dabagabagari sada dapa Sadachaleswaram bhavayeham Chamatkara purageham Gariri gariri sa geham Girijamoham Gapagadapa sadari sada. I remember my guru, Savitri Satyamurthy ma'am, teaching me this song so beautifully. And when I sang Girija Moham, I could just actually see her teaching me this song. So that is the power of learning from a guru and also gleaning it over several years of thinking about it, of practicing it, of enjoying, of having the taste of the music. So songs like this are valuable gems, and you know, we happen to be approaching the 151st birthday of the great Muthuswami Dikshitar Avargal. And what is more appropriate, Dikshitar was born in Tiruvarur, and Chamatkarapura Geham Girija Moham. Chamatkarapura refers to Tiruvarur. The bright linga, the bright form of Lord Shiva that resides in Chamatkarapura, which is Tiruvarur, is extolled in this beautiful song in Bhupalam. So it's actually, I think the stars have aligned with this recording. In the Anupallavi of this song, there is a Madhyama Kalam, what we call a faster tempo depiction of the words. Udaja Kritanamadeya Chidanandamrita Pravaham Sada Chaleshwaram Udaja Kritanamadeya Padasa Dasa Dava. A nice way for us to be inspired and sing Kalpanaswaras. So very often students of music ask me, how do we go from understanding a raga and its syntax and phrases to singing Kalpanaswaras in the raga and figuring out patterns in it? One way to approach it is to observe closely such Madhyamakala phrasings. Pada da ba ga pa da sa ga pa da sa ba da sa da ba 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 da da ba ba ga. Just from that phrase we can build on it. Udaja Kritanamadeya Vaham Pada da ba ga pa da sa pa da sa ga ba da sa da da ba ba ga ga ri ri ga sa da da sa ri ga ba da ba da ga ri sa da ba ga pa da ba ga pa da sa pa da sa. So I made a pattern. I started there and I built forth. using various correspondences. And one of the important correspondences that I illustrated when I just sang this Kalpanaswara is the correspondence between the Dhaivata and the Gandhara. Pada sariga da gariga da gariga sariga da sariga da gariza da gariza da pada sariga riza da gariga dari sari pasada sada da baga da gariga dari sari pasada sada bariga sada bariga sari da sapa gariga riza. So it's all possible, and those jumps, the dhad kind of jumps, those kind of phrasings are very useful when you're practicing for Swarasthana Shuddham, when you're practicing for Kalpanaswaram. We need to just think out of the box and just sing. We need to just sing, improvise with these jumps in place, with the Janta Prayogas in place, and then the raga starts to flow. And my favorite place in this song is actually the Madhyamakala that comes in the Charanam. Kamala Vijaya Kara Vidrita Kurangam, Kamala Vijaya Kara Vidrita Kurangam, Karuna Rasa Sudha Navatarangam, Kamalesha Vinuta Vrishabhadurangam, Kamala Vadana Guru Guhantarangam Sadda. Kamala Vijaya Kara Vidrita Kurangam, Karuna Rasa Sudha Navatarangam, Kamalesha Vinuta Vrishabhadurangam, Kamala Vadana Guru Guhantarangam Sadachaleswaram Bhavaye. What a beautiful start to that Madhyamakala. Gadapa gariga sariga gapa gapa pa. When we slow that down and sing it. Kamala Vijaya Kara Vidrita Kurangam, Gadapa gariga sariga gapa gapa pa. Karuna Rasa Sudha Navatarangam, Papa Gada Vasada Risa Garisa Rigasa Padadapa Gada Gapa Rigasa. Very interesting place. Kamalesha Vinuta Vrishabhaturangam, Kamala Vadana Guru Guhantarangam Sada Sadachaleswaram. And so Bhupalam is also associated with Lord Shiva. That's very clear. And that association is also evidenced in yet another Muthuswami Dikshitar piece, Sri Vishwanatham Bhajeham. And in Sri Vishwanatham Bhajeham, which is a Chatur Dasha Raga Malika, which means it has a garland of 14 ragas in it, of which Bhupalam is a beautiful and important one. Sari ga pa ga da pa sa da ga ga ri sa da pa ga ri sa Bhupala palanam Sri Purani Ruti Bhaga Gartha Dhira Sthitavara Bhupala. The Ragamutra is beautifully couched there. Bhupala Bhupala Palanam Gapada Gapada Gavari Bhupala Palanam Guru Guhesha Suranaresham Anisham. What a beautiful phrasing. Gariga Sari Pada Sari Gapada Pada Guru Guhesha Suranaresham Anisham. Until there it is Bhupalam. After that the ragam will change. And for that you have to go and listen to Sri Vishwanatham to have a better understanding of all the 14 ragas. It's a splendid piece. Definitely hear that song if you haven't yet heard it. Gariga sari da sari ga pa ga pa da. That especially. Guru Guhesha Suranaresham Anisham. Within around 10-20 seconds, Dikshitar has established the raga. And there I want to also invite you to think about how quickly we can establish a ragam like Bhupalam without doubt and with clarity and with brevity as well. Because it's really important that we understand that. Very often in Carnatic music, it's taught in a way that is step by step, and that is a learning process. However, when we perform we have to remember that there's an audience in front of us. And while the syntax is important, the bhava of the raga has to be established quite quickly and indubitably in order to avoid confusion in the mind of the listener. So one of the best ways to do it is to quickly grasp phrases from great composers like Dikshitar and apply them to our Manodharma Sangeetam. Within 10 seconds, the raga is established. Right? Bhupalam. It's very clear. Instead of that, imagine if we sing the listener is wondering, is this going to be Shubhapanturali or is this going to be Dhenuka? What is it? Because they are waiting for a Pratimadhyamam to appear to complete the Shubhapanturali picture. They are waiting for something else, a Nishada to appear to complete a Dhenuka or a Hanumatodi. Whereas this doesn't have, it does not have the Madhyamam or the Ni. It's a raga, it's a mood unto itself. So we need to establish that mood, right? And the raga devata. So every ragam is a personality, and we need to invite that personality into the hall, into our lives. And so the raga devata has to appear effortlessly as well. Simply, effectively, we need to be able to establish a ragam. It's a challenging aspect only, I'm not denying it, because every single day the kind of improvisations that will appear in our imagination also vary. So we need to be open to contingency, we need to be resourceful in approaching ragas. Before I move on to my recording of Sadachaleswaram, I want to just talk about something that Bhupalam is involved in with respect to the film field. So a lot of the songs in movies use the word Bhupalam, but those songs are sometimes based in Bauli Ragam, and they're based, sometimes in a mix of Bauli with a bit of the Nishada as well. So it's a mix, as is normative in films, because in film music, the emotion is more important than the raga grammar. But the word Bhupalam is used quite often. And it's often that I'm asked the question, when the word Bhupalam comes, is this in Bhupalam Ragam, ma'am? And I say, no, it's not. Bhupalam isaikum Pumagalurvalam. That is certainly not Bhupalam. That's not Bhupalam. Paname kudadenum that is not Bhupalam. And a lot of these morning raga type songs are also based in Bauli, which is often confused with Bhupalam. It's confused with Bhupalam in one of the most important songs from Sampurna Ramayana. Kalil Padum Ragam Yeduvu. When Ravana is asked that question, then the great C.S. Jayaraman, who sings for Ravana, strums the veena and starts singing. So the ragam is Bauli, but the word that comes at the end of it, which is a declaration of the ragam, is incorrectly stated as Bhupalam. In such a famous song. But if you know songs that are based in pure Bhupalam, please do put it in the comment box, whether they are Tamil songs or Malayalam songs or Kannada songs or Telugu songs. I would be so keen to know, even if they are obscure songs, because most popular songs, those morning kind of songs, are inevitably in Bauli or something like Bauli, right? And on that point, I have done a complete video on Bauli, Revagupti and Bhupalam and the differences. Bauli importantly employs the Antara Gandharam. So there's a real difference, important difference. I'm not going to go into that now because I don't want to confuse the mood from the Bhupalam mindset for you. But do look at that video I've put it in the card up here. Go and take a look at that. And it's been such a pleasure to connect with you. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, I think now is a super time to do it, and hit the bell button as well so you don't miss any uploads from me. Now on to Sadachaleswaram. I'll see you on yet another video. Namaskaram.
Kamala